Do you feel that the podcast space lacks men generally? It's just full of guriyan.
I've
And I'm
noticed
not
at
gonna
the
lie, yeah,
moment,
it's good, but it's just
the Punjabi
Yeah.
one is full of girls, which is fine, but there's not many guys doing it. And there are some guys who are starting out now recently. I've noticed like a big uptake in a few of them,
yeah,
but
yeah.
they're only just getting their feet wet. But that's it really. I haven't noticed anything more beyond that.
But I think yeah, that's an interesting question. I think from my point of view, everybody I listen to is a man. So Joe Rogan,
God,
Tim Ferriss.
Why?
I don't know. It's just the things I'm interested in.
You don't like
most
females?
stuff I listen to. love females. But who doesn't?
Sexist.
I ain't gonna lie. If I be honest, right, I'm gonna put my hands
Oh,
up.
I'm ready. No, he's gonna. Oh shit, he's gonna say something.
Coconuts.
Go
Come
on.
on, then.
Hold
Go on,
yeah.
go on.
A little bit of coconut.
Take a sip of that
Hold
coconut.
hold
before you start,
hold the
let's go.
coconut and
Go
say it at
on.
the same time.
Say it as you say it.
I'm not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie.
Swear allegiance.
I swear on the holy Baba coconut, right?
Yeah, go on.
That I only listen to male podcasters, right? And if I do listen to female podcasts, I ain't gonna lie, I turn it off. Like within the first
Why
5
is
minutes.
that? Why is that?
As in, sorry, just before we get into the why, you're intentionally not listening to, or you just happen to. Mine
I
is more
try.
coincidence.
I willingly do try, but I just happen.
No. What I
just
mean
turn
is
it off.
the
gonna
blokes you
get
listen to,
unfollowed.
you're not listening to them because they're men. You just like what they're saying.
We're gonna
Wait,
lose
sorry?
downloads, man.
So give me like Joe Rogan. You listen to Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you like
yeah.
Joe Rogan. You don't listen to Joe Rogan because he's a man. You just like Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Please,
Yeah,
That
Okay, so
too,
you don't-
but
you don't-
that too,
you don't find
that too,
podcasts.
but then I also like some of the guests that he has on board. Like some people might have like certain guests, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when there's like
Okay.
females that have certain guests on,
Tread very carefully. Garen's giving you an out there, yeah? But you can just choose to not take it and keep running in it. So it's up to you right now. man, how
no,
you
I ain't gonna
react.
lie. No. I'm being honest. Look, I'm not gonna hide myself or anything, right? I'm gonna be honest, right? If I do listen to female podcasts, right? I do. I openly do. I willingly do try it. But some of the majority of the female podcasters that I do listen to, I turn it off because I just can't resonate with it. It's not clicking with me. You know what I mean?
You know what?
Is it the same shit basically? Is that
yeah,
what you're
it
saying?
is. That's what it is.
I
It
will
really
say the
is.
same thing. I'll say the same thing. I only listen to guy podcasts, and 9 times out of 10, the podcasts I listen to are for entertainment value. So Goran's approach on podcasts is very different to mine. So his is
Yeah.
he wants educational factor.
Learn.
I want entertainment. I want something to make me laugh. I want to hear from comedians. I want to hear their take on like current event stuff. That's my take on podcasts. Now, there are some events where the guys on those podcasts will go and do a guest spot on like a girl's podcast. And I'll like, okay, I'll listen to that then because I want to see what it's like when they're being interviewed. And it's a different perspective. So I'll do that. And then I might sub to that and I might listen to a couple episodes the girl puts out depending on the guest.
Yeah,
Because
true.
that's my own personal choice, isn't it? It's not,
Yeah, literally,
it's not a
that's
sexist
the
thing.
same-
It's genuinely how I
that's
feel.
the same thing. Yeah, and then majority of the times it's just like it's too I don't know. It's just the viewpoints and all of that. It's just like they feel protected. Like they I like to listen to podcasts that literally are just like pretty much open
Objective.
rules. They have the points that they need to make rather than.
Does it feel very
Talking
PC when you're listening to like
very
some of those
very
podcasts?
PC. I don't rate the PC. You know what I mean?
But the
So-
thing is, guys, you got to listen to that. Like, you heard the podcast "Brown Girls Can Do It Too," right? There's that podcast on BBC Asian Network, which is girls talking about sex, basically girl talk.
Yeah.
They did their podcast, they're getting bare hate. If me and Amrit do the same thing, we don't get hate. So, like, for girls, it is hard as well because
That's true.
they can't do the shit me and Amrit, let's say, do on
Yeah.
skits. Because if they did, they will get people will say, you know, it's a different. You got to put yourself in their mind as well. Like,
But it
obviously a lot of them
depends
get it.
on who their user base is going to be then. If your user base is going to be Punjabi people, then you can't do that because Punjabi girls are conservative. They're not going to go in that direction. They're not going to warm to that. They're probably going to feel like, oh, we shouldn't be doing that, etc.
But it doesn't need to be in that way, and that's obviously just a
It
bit of
doesn't.
that fear. Probably,
But then,
and that's-
if they
yeah.
are going to go in that direction, then Punjabi people aren't your thing. You don't want to go for that. You want to go for like a broader approach, a broader population approach, who are more out there and more open with their views. That's probably the way. If you really want to go in that direction, that's how you approach it. Otherwise,
Yeah.
like you said, you're going to get hate. It's going to be difficult. And if you're going to
The hate is clout. Hate is clout.
It is a little bit,
Attention.
yeah. But
It's attention.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, you
attention.
need the comments. You need the comments. You need the
And
hate.
if you-
Attention is Donald
if
Trump.
you don't listen to it, then you're fine. Like
Yeah, you
if
gotta be
don't listen
selfish
to it
with
and
it.
carry on,
Yeah,
people
you
just
gotta
going
be
to die
selfish.
off in it.
It's
Yeah.
true because I listened to like Joe Rogan with Dave Chappelle. That was a 3.5 hour podcast.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable, and you listen to it in bits, but I still listen to it. Like it depends, innit? You got to be selfish. No one's gonna waste your time. You know, after 10 minutes, you're bored. You're gonna move to the next podcast.
Exactly.
It's just
Yeah,
how it
there's
is,
so
innit?
many
I
out
like.
there, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
like you can
The word
understand.
you used
us-
was good. It's about who do you resonate with. That's the key.
Yeah.
I don't.
that's
I don't.
true.
And if I'm listening to what you're saying correctly, it's like you don't go with the intention of, I'm going to listen to this because it's a boy or it's a girl. You listen to what you resonate with,
Exactly.
irrespective if it's a boy
That's
or
it.
girl. It's just. But when
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
look
yeah,
at
yeah,
it,
that's what I feel.
the
Yeah.
majority happens to be men. But it's not a bad thing, man. I don't think you should, for the pretense of, oh, we should be listening to more women. If you enjoy that and saying some
Yeah.
good stuff, that's fine. But there's no
No,
reason to
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like you have
Like,
to listen equally. Or whatever.
Exactly. You guys should check out like People of the Community. They're like a Canadian podcast. They're quite popular. Those guys, they're just no rules. But it's just kulli and gallan. They sit on the sofa and they're just banging whatever gallan. They talk about modi. They talk about all sorts of things.
There
It's
is a
just
whole
range.
out there though.
Yeah, like there
Excuse
is
the
stuff
pun.
out in Canada
There
and
is
North
a-
America. They've
Exactly.
got their Punjabi community. They've got podcasts. They're very creative.
Yeah,
Our UK lot, we're just a bit boring.